Imagine holding a humble piece of pottery, a small clay pot unearthed from the sandy shores of South India. Its form is simple, its surface weathered by time and the sea. Faint, incised lines circle its neck, a testament to the hands that shaped it. This artifact, seemingly insignificant, is a key, a link to a past receding into the mists of history. It does not speak of grand empires or conquests. It whispers a more intimate story, a small but significant kingdom by the water's edge. This is the story of Venadu, a realm forged by the sea, enriched by trade, its legacy preserved in fragments like this pot. To grasp its significance, we must find it on the map of the past. Venadu occupied the southernmost tip of the subcontinent, commanding vital Indian Ocean sea lanes. Its territory roughly aligns with southern Kerala and the Kanyakumari district of Tamil Nadu, defined by nature, the formidable Western Ghats to the east and the vast beckoning Arabian Sea to the west. A natural harbour for seafarers and a gateway for exchange, commercial as much as cultural. Venadu evolved over centuries. Venadu materialized during a time of transition in South India. It emerged from the waning power of the Second Chera Empire, the Kulasakaras of Mahodayapuram, around the early 12th century. Not born overnight, but through Kupaka consolidation as vassals, as Chera authority weakened. Chieftains asserted autonomy. Venadu carved its own identity. Its heartland centered on Kollam, also known as Quilon, an international trade hub for centuries. A narrow, fertile strip between mountains and sea, a blessing and a curse. The Ghats insulated it from larger land empires, Cholas, Pandyas. Yet its open coast drew seaborne powers and global traders. Pandyas pressed their influence, sparking conflicts and shifting ties. Venadu's rulers mastered diplomacy and coastal defense while nurturing trade. Across 6 centuries came prosperity and turmoil. Kodai Kerala Varma and Veera Ravi Varma secured Kollam. Then Europeans arrived, beginning with the Portuguese, disrupting the coast's balance. The rulers of Venadu, Venatadigal, Kupaka kings. They governed a society rooted in local custom, not a centralized bureaucracy, but a feudal structure. The king was supreme, but power ran through local chieftains and landowning families, notably the Madampis and the Etuvatil Pilamar, pillars of the state, sometimes rivals. Hereditary nobles held lands and militias. The king balanced factions with alliances, marriages and force. A unique feature, Marumakkathayam, succession through the sister's son. It kept property within the Tharavad and elevated royal women. But it also produced complex succession disputes. Justice and revenue flowed through court and customary laws, recorded on copper plates and temple walls. Land grants, tax exemptions, and trade regulations appear in inscriptions. Revenue came from paddy and coconut, and customs duties at busy ports. A defensive military protected coasts and trade routes. Guards at the core, militia when mobilized. Yet against great empires, forts and commerce mattered most. The heart of Venadu's prosperity was maritime trade. Kollam, famed among Arab, Chinese, and later European merchants, a safe harbor from monsoons, trading black pepper, black gold, prized from Rome to Beijing. Rulers oversaw pepper, ginger, and cinnamon, the economy's core. Bazaars thrived in Kollam and smaller ports like Vizhinjam. Arab dhows brought horses, dates, and luxury goods. Chinese junks sought spices, trading silk, porcelain, and camphor. Finds on the coast attest to these links, a cosmopolitan crossroads of languages, customs, and beliefs. Trade used brokers, established practices, and customs duties, key revenue. Local copper coins circulated alongside Roman, Arab, and Chinese currency. The state protected foreign merchant guilds. Venadu linked hinterlands to the Indian Ocean world. Ideas, technologies, and art styles traveled with goods. Jewish, Christian, Muslim communities alongside Hindus, a hallmark of the coast. Daily life was bound to land and sea. Fisherfolk worked the shoreline, Farmers cultivated paddy in the plains and valleys and tended coconut for food, oil, and coir rope. Life moved to the rhythm of seasons and monsoon. Inland communities specialized in spices, the economic backbone. Society followed a rigid hierarchy, Brahmins at the apex, then rulers and warriors, artisans and laborers. Religion organized community life. Hinduism was the state faith, and rulers were great patrons. Temples functioned as social, economic, and cultural centers. Even lenders. Distinct architecture with rain-shedding roofs, intricate woodwork, and mythic murals. Padmanabhaswamy in Thiruvananthapuram rose to prominence in this period. Royal patronage nurtured Sanskrit learning and the rise of Manipravalam. Sanskrit blended with Malayalam. Performing arts flourished. Kudiyattam and early Kathakali at temple festivals. Grand Utsavams brought spectacle, ritual, trade, and togetherness. A joyful respite that reinforced shared identity. Color, sound, and story. The pulse of Venadu's culture. Venadu's decline was gradual, internal strife and external pressure. A decentralized feudal order turned to chronic weakness. The Etuvitil Pilamar grew powerful. 17th and early 18th century succession wars sapped the state. European companies arrived with superior naval power and ambition. They exploited rivalries, built forts and factories, and intruded into politics. Then came Marthanda Varma, r. 1729-1758, visionary, ruthless, pragmatic. He broke feudal power, centralized rule, and raised a modern standing army. He annexed neighbors and defeated the Dutch at Colachel in 1741. From old Venadu, he forged a centralized Travancore. He consecrated the state to Padmanabha, declaring himself Padmanabha Dasa. Venadu did not vanish. It transformed. Its matrilineal traditions endured in Travancore. Its architecture endures in temples. Its names still dot the map. And in the coast's cosmopolitan spirit, born where the world once came to trade,